In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful. Hello everybody, hope you are doing great. You're watching FOADEBATE. With the collapse of the Soviet Union and the end of bipolar system, the United States emerged as the self-proclaimed dominant power and the most powerful state in the international system, a player capable of single-handedly shaping international rules and norms. However, other major powers challenged the United States and continued their long-term strategic efforts to change this status quo. These actors consistently posed a potential threat to America's superior position. China is one of these great powers, and its potential to become a superpower and replace the current status of the U.S. has raised concerns among American strategists and officials. Consequently, by the second decades of the 21st century, the United States shifted the focus of its national security strategy from the Middle East to East Asia to counter this looming threat. At the dawn of the 21st century, the U.S. faced the rise of China's economic and military power, its permanent membership and veto power in the United Nations Security Council, and on the other hand, the overwhelming financial debts and continuous decline of America's economic and political influence worldwide. This has preoccupied the minds of American strategists in their approach to countering China. In this regard, the U.S. aims to contain and isolate the Beijing government through extensive military alliances and commitments with neighboring countries, utilizing challenging regions as tools of pressure, leveraging international and regional organizations to increase the political and economic cost for China, and competing with China in various global arenas. The economic development and power ascendance of China, coupled with the process of translating its economic capacity into political position and influence within the fluid and transitional contemporary international system, is a defining event and phenomenon in the post-Cold War era. China represents the emerging powers, while the U.S. symbolizes traditional powers, illustrating two competing processes and dynamics in 21st century global politics. Their relationship has become a crucial element in the discourse of international relations of the period. Given the significant dynamics of U.S.-China relations and the shift in power structures within international relations, understanding the nature and influencing component of the relationship between these two countries can also illuminate the characteristics and prospects of the international system. There is no doubt that the importance of U.S.-China relations, especially the role of these two countries in the transitional international system and the implication for the redistribution of power as well as the roles and position of global economic and political actors, constitute a key question in ongoing international debates. However, an important question arises: what impact do U.S.-China relations have on the transitional international system? Of course, the economies of both China and the U.S. are interdependent. Neither wants to ignore the other. The U.S. needs China for consumer goods and rare raw materials for its high-tech industries. China, on the other hand, does not want to lose its extensive market in the U.S. Currently, Trump's tariff war aims to weaken the Chinese economy, but the question is, can the U.S. sustain this process? In the long run, this could lead to a scarcity and rising prices in the American market. Meanwhile, China has not remained passive. It has firmly resisted U.S. action. For example, China's Ministry of Transport has announced that all American vessels will be subject to heavy port tariffs starting from October 14th, which is essentially a response to similar action imposed by the U.S. on Chinese ships, reflecting Beijing's resistance to Washington's aggressive policies. Another example is the sanctions imposed by China on 14 American companies and organizations which have been accused of actions against China's national sovereignty and development interests. As a result, these companies are prohibited from engaging in import and export with China, making new investments in the country, and cooperating with Chinese organizations or individuals. These tensions have heightened while both countries remain embroiled in difficult negotiations over trade disputes. High-level meetings between leaders of China and the U.S. are expected in the coming weeks. How far do you think these tensions will escalate? Will China soon replace the U.S.? Please share your valuable thoughts in the comment section. If you enjoyed this segment, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and invite your interested friends to foster active participation and constructive dialogue to make the discussion even more engaging. In future segments, I will definitely engage with commentators and experts on international issues and delve deeper into this topic. Until the next video, take care and have a great day.